My friends, we live in a world full of noise. Everywhere you turn, there's someone shouting their opinions, someone trying to tell you who you should be, what you should do, and how you should live. But I want to tell you today, you don't have to listen to the noise. You don't have to engage in every battle. Sometimes the greatest power is found in your silence. Growth is a deeply personal journey, one that no one else can walk for you. No matter how much guidance, advice, or encouragement you receive, the responsibility to change, to improve, and to grow rests solely on your shoulders. No one can make the decision for you. No one can force you to take the necessary steps. It is a choice that must come from within, a commitment that must be embraced with determination. Too often, people look outward, seeking answers in the actions of others, comparing their progress to those around them. They measure their success based on what someone else has achieved, feeling either discouraged or superior depending on where they stand. But the truth is, the only person you are truly responsible for is yourself. Growth is not a competition. It is a journey between you and the life you were called to live. The moment you start looking at others, you lose sight of your own path. It is easy to blame circumstances, people, or even fate for where you are. But none of those things can control your decisions. The choice to grow, to rise above limitations, to become stronger in spirit and character is entirely in your hands. Growth does not happen overnight, nor does it come easily. It requires effort, discipline, and a willingness to face the uncomfortable truths about yourself. There will be times when you feel like giving up, when progress seems slow, when setbacks make you question whether the journey is worth it. But every step forward, no matter how small, is shaping you. Every challenge is refining you. Growth is not about comfort, it is about transformation. It is about becoming who you were meant to be, even when the process is painful. One of the most dangerous things a person can do is wait for someone else to push them forward. There is a tendency to rely on the encouragement of others, to expect a helping hand, to believe that motivation will come from an outside source. But what happens when no one is there to cheer you on? What happens when no one sees the effort you are putting in? If your growth depends on others noticing, then it is not truly yours. The strongest, most lasting growth comes from within, from a deep personal conviction that you were made for more. There will always be obstacles. There will always be moments when doubt creeps in, when circumstances make it seem impossible to move forward. But those who grow are not the ones who never face hardship. They are the ones who refuse to let hardship define them. They do not wait for the perfect opportunity, for an easier road, for someone to clear the path for them. They rise, they push forward, they take responsibility for their journey. There's a great danger in blaming others for where you are. Blame keeps you stuck. It convinces you that growth is not in your control, that someone else is responsible for your success or failure. But the truth is, no one else is living your life. No one else has the power to change what only you can change. Growth requires honesty. Honesty about your choices, your habits, your mindset. It requires looking at yourself with clarity, recognizing what needs to change, and having the courage to do the work. Those who truly grow understand that the journey is ongoing. There is no final destination, no moment when you can say, I have arrived. Growth is a lifelong commitment, a constant pursuit of wisdom, strength, and character. It is about striving to be better, not for the approval of others, but because you know you were made for something greater. It is a responsibility that cannot be given away, a task that no one else can complete for you. And when you embrace that truth, when you take full ownership of your journey, there is no limit to how far you can go. Silence is often misunderstood. Many believe that to be strong, one must always speak, always prove a point, always defend themselves against criticism. But true strength is not found in endless arguments or loud declarations. True strength is found in the ability to remain silent when words are unnecessary. It is the ability to stand firm without needing constant validation. It is knowing that the loudest voice is not always the most powerful one. Silence is not a sign of weakness, it is a sign of wisdom. It takes strength to hold back when emotions urge you to react. It takes discipline to resist the temptation to respond to every insult, every misunderstanding, every false accusation. The world often encourages quick reactions, pushing people to defend themselves at every turn. But those who are truly strong understand that not every battle needs to be fought with words. Some battles are won in silence, by letting time reveal the truth, by allowing actions to speak louder than any defense ever could. There is great power in knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. Words spoken in haste can never be taken back. They can cause damage, stir up unnecessary conflict, and lead to regret. But silence allows for reflection. It creates space for wisdom to guide your response, for patience to take the place of impulse. Those who know how to be silent in the face of provocation show a level of self-control that many lack. It is easy to react. It is much harder to remain still and let things unfold as they should. Silence also allows room for growth. When there is constant noise, it is difficult to hear the lessons that life is teaching. In silence, there is clarity. There is time to think, to process, to understand. Many of the greatest lessons are learned in moments of quiet when distractions fade and truth becomes clear. Those who embrace silence find wisdom, while those who fill every space with unnecessary words often miss what is most important. Strength in silence is also seen in the ability to walk away. Not every situation requires engagement. Not every insult needs a response. Sometimes the greatest proof of strength is the ability to leave things unsaid. Those who understand this do not waste energy trying to convince others of their worth. They do not feel the need to explain themselves to those who are committed to misunderstanding them. They know that the truth does not need constant defense. The time will always reveal what words cannot. Silence also fosters inner peace. A heart that is always stirred by the need to respond, to prove, to argue, will never be at rest, but those who embrace silence find a deep sense of calm, an unshakable peace that does not depend on the approval or understanding of others. They are not easily moved by criticism or praise because their strength does not come from the opinions of people. It comes from within, from a deep awareness that their value is not determined by how much they say or how often they are heard. In the moments of silence, strength is built. Patience is cultivated, wisdom is gained. And when the time comes to speak, those words carry far more weight than the countless empty words spoken in haste. Silence does not mean weakness, it means control. It means knowing that true power is not found in loudness, but in the ability to remain still, to wait, to listen, and to let truth reveal itself in time. Distractions are one of the greatest obstacles to progress. They come in many forms, often disguised as harmless interruptions, small detours, or temporary diversions. But over time, they pull a person away from their purpose, causing them to lose sight of what truly matters. The path to success, to growth, to becoming all that one is meant to be requires focus. Without it, even the most promising journey can be derailed. A distraction does not always appear as something obviously harmful. Sometimes it comes in the form of busyness, of endless tasks that seem important but contribute little to real growth. It can be the constant shifting of attention from one thing to another, never fully committing to what truly matters. Little by little, distractions consume time and energy, leaving a person exhausted but unfulfilled. They create the illusion of progress while keeping true achievement just out of reach. There is a cost to losing focus. Every moment spent on something unimportant is a moment taken away from something meaningful. When a person is distracted, they lose time that can never be regained. Days turn into weeks, weeks into years, and before long, they look back and wonder why they have not moved forward. Distractions steal not just time, but potential. They prevent people from developing their gifts, from deepening their wisdom, from fulfilling what could have been built with discipline and dedication remains unfinished because focus was given to things that did not matter. Distractions also weaken the mind and spirit. They make it harder to concentrate, to think deeply, to find clarity. When attention is constantly divided, the ability to make wise decisions is diminished. A person who is easily distracted becomes reactive rather than intentional. Instead of directing their life with purpose, they are pulled in every direction, controlled by whatever demands their attention in the moment. This leads to confusion, frustration, and a sense of being lost. One of the most dangerous effects of distraction is that it dulls the sense of urgency. It convinces people that they have more time than they do, that they can afford to delay, that their true calling can wait. But time does not wait. Every day spent on distractions is a day that could have been used to build something lasting, to strengthen character, to draw closer to the life one is meant to live. The longer a person allows distractions to take over, the harder it becomes to regain focus. Distractions can also create unnecessary struggles. Many difficulties in life do not come from great obstacles, but from a failure to stay focused on what is important. When energy is scattered in too many directions, small problems become overwhelming. A distracted mind is easily troubled, easily discouraged, easily led astray, but a focused mind remains steady, able to withstand challenges without being thrown off course. There is great power in focus. It brings clarity, discipline, and strength. It allows a person to move forward with confidence, to make progress that is real and lasting. Those who master the ability to shut out distractions are the ones who achieve great things. They do not waste their energy on what does not matter. They understand the value of their time, their mind, and their purpose. They protect it fiercely, refusing to be pulled away by things that do not serve their higher calling. The difference between success and failure, between growth and stagnation, between purpose and regret, often comes down to focus. Those who recognize the dangers of distraction and guard against them will find themselves on a path of strength, wisdom, and fulfillment. Those who allow distractions to take over will find themselves lost, wondering where the time went, wondering what could have been. Words are easy to say, but actions reveal the truth. A person can claim to be honest, but if their actions show dishonesty, their words mean nothing. A person can promise to be reliable, but if they fail to follow through, their words carry no weight. True character is not measured by what is spoken, but by what is done. The most powerful statements in life are not made through speech, but through consistent, intentional action. People often feel the need to explain themselves, to defend their choices, to prove to others who they are. But the most effective way to demonstrate integrity, strength, and commitment is not through endless explanations. It is through the quiet, steady work of living out the truth. A life lived with purpose, discipline, and sincerity will speak louder than any words ever could. Those who are truly strong do not waste time trying to convince others of their worth. They simply live in a way that makes it undeniable. There is a difference between speaking about what should be done and actually doing it. Many have good intentions, many have great ideas, but only those who take action will see real change. The world is filled with those who talk about their plans, who dream of what they will accomplish, yet never take the first step. But true progress comes to those who let their actions lead. Those who are disciplined, who work even when no one is watching, who stay committed even when it is difficult. These are the ones who truly make an impact. A person's reputation is not built on what they say, but on what they consistently do. It is easy to make promises in the moment, but the real test comes in following through. Trust is not gained through words alone. It is earned through action. Those who live with integrity, who do what they say they will do, who remain steadfast in their commitments, will build a foundation of trust that no amount of talking can replace. Actions also reveal priorities. A person may claim that something is important to them, but if their actions show otherwise, their words lose meaning. Time and effort will always be spent on what truly matters. If something is truly valued, it will be reflected in daily choices, in the way time is used, in the sacrifices made to pursue it. It is not enough to say something is important. It must be proven through consistent effort. There is wisdom in knowing that not every situation requires a response in words. There are moments when silence is more powerful, when the best way to answer criticism, doubt, or opposition is simply to continue forward. When faced with misunderstanding, when confronted with those who do not believe, the strongest response is not argument, it is persistence. It is the quiet, steady commitment to staying on the right path, to proving through action what words alone cannot convey. Patience is required when choosing to let actions speak. Words bring immediate responses, but actions take time to reveal their full impact. Many seek quick validation, wanting immediate recognition for their efforts. But true success, true respect, true influence is built over time. The most enduring legacies are not created through loud declarations, but through years of steady, faithful work. A person who understands the power of action does not waste time seeking approval. They are not swayed by the opinions of others, nor do they feel the need to announce every step they take. They understand that consistency, effort, and integrity will speak for themselves. While others may seek recognition, they remain focused on the work. And in the end, it is this work that will leave a lasting mark far beyond anything that words alone could ever achieve. In the stillness, when the noise of the world fades away, that is where the greatest work is done. Many look for signs in grand displays, expecting to hear the voice of the Almighty in thunder and fire, but more often He speaks in a whisper. He moves in the unseen. In the quiet moments when the heart is open and the distractions of life are set aside. There is something sacred about silence. It is in these moments that understanding deepens, that wisdom takes root, that the soul finds rest. When everything is loud and chaotic, it is difficult to hear, to see, to discern what is true. But in the quiet, clarity comes. Many seek answers in constant movement, believing that if they do more, strive more, push harder, they will see the results they long for. But there are times when the most powerful thing to do is to be still and trust that the work is already being done. Throughout history, the greatest transformations have often taken place away from the public eye. Before great leaders stepped into their purpose, they were shaped in solitude. Before battles were won, strength was built in silence. Those who rush ahead, seeking quick results, often miss the preparation that takes place in the quiet seasons. It is in these moments that faith is tested, that patience is developed, that true strength is formed. Waiting is not easy. It requires trust, surrender, and a willingness to accept that some things are beyond human control. Many grow restless when they do not see immediate results, wondering if they have been forgotten, if their prayers have gone unheard. But silence is not absence. Just because nothing seems to be happening does not mean the work is not in progress. The seed planted beneath the soil does not sprout immediately, but beneath the surface, growth is taking place. There is a deep peace that comes with knowing that not everything must be understood in the moment. Some answers come later, when looking back reveals the purpose behind the waiting. Some doors remain closed, not as a punishment, but as protection. Some delays are not denials, but divine timing. It is easy to become impatient, to demand immediate solutions, but true faith understands that the most important work is often done in the unseen. Strength is not built in constant noise, but in quiet endurance. The one who can wait with patience, who can trust without constant reassurance, who can remain steadfast even when the path is unclear, that is the one who is truly strong. It is easy to be confident when everything is going well, when every prayer is answered quickly. But real faith is developed in the silent seasons, when there is no visible progress, yet trust remains unshaken. Many seek signs, wanting proof before they believe, but the greatest transformations happen in the stillness. Growth is rarely loud. It happens slowly, steadily, in ways that are often unnoticed, until one day everything is different. Those who embrace the quiet, who understand that not every moment requires noise and action, are the ones who truly see the power at work. They recognize that the unseen is just as real as what is visible, that faith is not about immediate results, but about trusting in the work being done beyond what the eyes can see. There is beauty in stillness, in stepping away from the noise and allowing space for wisdom to settle in. It is in these moments that clarity comes, that burdens are lifted, that strength is renewed. The quiet is not empty. It is full of purpose, full of transformation, full of the unseen work that shapes everything to come. Those who learn to embrace it, to trust in it, will find themselves stronger, wiser, and more prepared for what lies ahead. There is a great burden in feeling the need to prove something to others. Many go through life trying to gain approval, trying to convince the world of their worth, trying to show that they are capable, strong, or important. But the truth is, worth is not determined by how others see you. It is not measured by recognition, applause, or validation from those around you. A person who truly understands their value does not waste time trying to prove it. They simply live in a way that reflects who they are, allowing their actions to speak without the need for constant explanation. The need to prove oneself often comes from a place of insecurity. When a person is unsure of their worth, they seek confirmation from others. They want reassurance that they are enough, that they are talented, that they are doing the right thing. But this creates a cycle that never truly ends. No matter how much approval is gained, it is never enough, because the foundation of confidence is still built on the opinions of others. True security does not come from being accepted. It comes from knowing deep within that there is nothing to prove. There is great freedom in stepping away from the need for validation. It allows a person to focus on what truly matters rather than being controlled by outside opinions. When decisions are made based on the desire to be seen a certain way, they are no longer authentic. A person who is always trying to prove something may find themselves chasing things they do not even truly want, simply because they believe it will make them appear more successful, more valuable, more worthy. But when that pressure is removed, choices become clearer. Life is no longer about impressing others, but about living in a way that aligns with truth and purpose. Those who spend their time proving themselves often exhaust their energy on things that do not matter. They work tirelessly to be recognized, to be respected, to be acknowledged. But respect is not something that needs to be demanded. It is something that is earned through character, consistency, and integrity. The strongest people do not need to convince others of their strength. The wisest people do not need to announce their wisdom. Their lives reflect these qualities without the need for words. The greatest achievements are often made in silence. While some seek attention for every step they take, others are quietly building something lasting. They are not concerned with whether others see their progress, whether they receive immediate recognition. They understand that real success is not about proving anything. It is about becoming the best version of oneself, regardless of who is watching. There will always be people who misunderstand, who doubt, who question. But trying to prove something to those who are committed to seeing you in a certain way is a waste of time. No matter what is said or done, there will always be someone who does not believe, who does not see the effort, who chooses to overlook the truth. The strongest response to doubt is not argument, it is persistence. It is the quiet, unwavering commitment to continue forward, regardless of who approves or disapproves. Life becomes much lighter when the need to prove oneself is released. There is more room for joy, for purpose, for meaningful work. Instead of chasing approval, energy is directed toward real growth. Instead of seeking recognition, effort is focused on building something real. Those who understand this move through life with a quiet confidence, unshaken by opinions, unbothered by the need to explain themselves. They do not live for the approval of others, but for the deeper fulfillment that comes from walking in truth. In the end, true strength is not found in loud words, in proving oneself, or in seeking validation from others. It is found in quiet confidence, in unwavering focus, and in the ability to trust that real growth happens in silence. Distractions may come, doubts may arise, and the pressure to seek approval may feel overwhelming. But those who remain steadfast, who choose action over empty words, and who understand the power of patience will always find themselves on the right path. There is no need to prove anything to anyone. The greatest proof is in a life well lived, one built on integrity, discipline, and purpose. Let actions speak, let distractions fall away, and trust that the quiet work being done will lead to something far greater than recognition or approval. The strongest people do not need to be the loudest. They simply remain faithful to their journey, knowing that in the end, truth and perseverance always prevail.